Good morning. 1997. Some of you would have been living it, and during these 90s. Some of you wouldn't, so you wouldn't know anything about it. And events occur as they do in every year, and we think that they're beyond the end all. But funny enough, as time marches on, you forget about them. Now, I did yesterday. I had the Simpsons down, and I didn't actually say anything about them. But they were a very good comedy. I enjoyed them, I must say. I haven't grown up in some respects. I enjoyed The Simpsons, especially one episode where the Simpson lad was in heaven, and they were happy, very happy, and they were Jesus was on. They were swinging him up, and Riverdance was the tune, and his wife was over somewhere else, and they were dry as anthem, and there was no jollity there, but in heaven there was. I enjoyed that particular one for some reason. Funny enough, when you see joy and that kind of thing, it lifts your spirits, doesn't it? Yeah. So The Simpsons commenced in the 30th of June 1997. And they ran for a good bit. They were very successful, but then they went a bit astray. They tried to be going this politically correct old nonsense. That there's no joie de vivre in it. So that was marvellous. Now, and then on the 13th of July 97, Neil Jordan, he was a film director, he lived in Bray. He's the man that did a film about Michael Collins. I couldn't think of his name, but now I have his name. And he did a film about Michael Collins, and it was the football match that they were at, including De Valera and Michael Collins and Arthur Griffith and all these. It was filmed in the Carlisle ground in Bray. And I could have been in it in one of the communities, but I didn't, and I often regretted that I didn't have some little part in that great episode. And they got something for their trouble. Those that were at the match, replicating the match in Croke Park with leaders at the time. And sadly, some of them were the Civil War, where Michael Collins was assassinated in Bailnablaw, Cork. What a tragedy. But he also made a film, The Butcher Boy. Now, it's a funny title, isn't it, Butcher Boy? We don't like things to do about butchers and boys. Well, what are they up to? But it was a good film, I think. And it was released in Ireland at that time. And I think Cork as well. So he was a good director. He directed some good films. And Michael Collins was worldwide, was in demand. Great film. I saw it. But it's terrible when you know the consequences. I always like to see something good. I don't like anything that's not so good. So that was Neil Jordan. He lived in Bray. He lived in a place called, Martella Terrace. Lovely 3-story houses. Liz McManus, who was a socialist, and then was in the Labour Party and was a minister, was elected. But one time she was down in Bray, as I did insurance in Bray, calling to houses, and down the place called the Lord Argyll, and there was lovely houses made for the people there, the bathrooms and all the facilities, because I called to a couple of them. But there was 2 at the end. For some reason it wasn't done. And she was standing at those 2 houses, making out that the housing situation was not good in Bray. And it was false. And this is what you have to watch out for with politicians. They don't give us the truth. I like to hear the truth. And don't we all? So you have to become skeptic. That's why in a lot of jurisdictions, politicians not trusted whatsoever. Yeah, but power, it's funny how power corrupts there. what they're supposed to be doing. If they do good, they're admired. And then Jim Sherdan, another good film director. He made some great films, but one he made was The Boxer. And it starred Daniel Day-Lewis, the son of the famous Lewis, the writer. So these were events that occurred in 1997. And they were good as far as I'm concerned. And James Joyce, what did I say about James Joyce? Didn't I say something about James Joyce? The Simpson Neil Jordan film, The Butcher Boy. Yeah, there was something done about James Joyce. What was it? What was it? Dilly doy doy doy. No. What was it that they said about James Joyce? I think it was another time. There's something about that. There's only so much the computer up here can absorb. We're not encyclopedias, I'm afraid. So this is it. Have a good day. Enjoy the sunshine, this marvellous summer that we're enjoying. It's lovely, isn't it? We haven't had that normally. Often you'd be drowned going around, but not this year. Thank you very much. Bye now.